Good morning, everyone. Today we will explore a critical area of public administration, the interplay of new public service principles and democratic accountability within the Philippine judiciary, viewed through the unique lens of a court social worker. As a public administration students, understanding these nuances is vital in building a more responsive and just system. Let's begin by defining our key terms by reviewing them. New Public Service or NPS is a significant departure from the new public management model that heavily focused on efficiency and market driven approaches. NPS prioritizes citizens as active participants, emphasizing community engagement and the pursuit of public interests. Democratic accountability, on the other hand, is about ensuring that those in power are answerable to the people they serve. In the Philippine context, this applies to our judiciary, from the Supreme Court down to the municipal trial courts. Applying this on my current job, my role as social worker of family courts placed me at the very heart of this intersection, working directly with individuals whose lives are impacted by judicial decisions, particularly the vulnerable groups. New public service, as conceptualized by Den Hart and Den Hart, offers seven core principles that resonate deeply with the work of a court social worker. For us, it's about serving citizens, not just to process these cases. It means actively seeking the public interest in every assessment and recommendation, particularly in family cases, child protection, child custody, child guardianship, and juvenile justice. Applying this NPS principle to my current work, the judiciary, while traditionally seen as a steering body, it is increasingly challenged to serve to be more responsible and accessible. This includes valuing citizenship and public service, thinking strategically while acting democratically, and recognizing the complex nature of accountability. From my view as a court social worker, this means moving beyond the strict legal framework to understand the human stories, their lived experiences, their social context of those appearing before the courts. That mga bagay po na hindi kayang makita ng korte sa pamamagitan ng mga papel, no? Or let's say sa pamamagitan ng mga proof, no? But to listen as social workers, to listen to their stories. It calls for a greater collaboration with LGUs, DSWD, and NGOs to ensure the holistic support for individuals and families. Democratic accountability in the Philippine judiciary is multifaceted. We see vertical accountability, though the though the less direct for judges who are appointed through the public general sentiment and calls for reform. More prominent is horizontal accountability, embedded in the mechanisms like judicial review, the impeachment process for high ranking officials, and the internal disciplinary powers of the Supreme Court. So parang mas ano po 'yun, mas prevalent po dito sa Philippine judiciary. Increasingly, societal accountability driven by civil society, organization, and media plays a role in demanding transparency and justice. However, the Philippine judiciary faces significant challenges in this regard, including the persistent perception of corruption within the judiciary. No? Mayroon pong mga pag-iisip tungkol sa korupsyon. Accountability deficit stemming from institutional weakness, and the delicate balance between judicial independence and upholding public accountability. My role is often highlights these gaps when I encounter individuals who feel unheard and disempowered by the system. Lalong-lalo na po pag may mga desisyon ng korte na medyo hindi po papabor sa kanila. Pakiramdam nila, there is an issue of the independence of the judiciary, independence of the judge, and upholding the public accountability. So there are litigants, petitioners, or respondents who are really requesting for the inhibition of the court. Ibig sabihin ay pag-pass ba yung mga judges at ilipat sa ibang korte. Because sometimes they having the issue of the independence of specifically the judges. When we talk about the judiciary, it is crucial to distinguish between the national and local operation. We have the Supreme Court, the Court of Appeals, the Sandigan Bayan, primarily focused on legal interpretation, policy formulation, and handling landmark cases. Their impact is systematic. Their accountability is often through the internal mechanisms. And for the highest officials, impeachment. Yan po ang madalas nating pinag-uusapan ngayon at recently naglabas po ng desisyon ng Korte Suprema regarding po dyan sa impeachment ng ating Vice President. That's part of our national operation to have judicial review on and check and balance to the both branches of the government. In contrast, the local courts, our regional trial courts, municipal trial courts, and Sharia Circuit Court for our Muslim Filipinos are the true front line of justice. This is where most of citizens interact with the judiciary. They have they handle the vast majority of cases, from family disputes and criminal offenses to civil matters. The impact here is immediate and deeply personal. It it's at this local level where the nuances of the new public service and democratic accountability become more apparent. Kumbaga, ramdam talaga po ito ng tao. And where a court social worker's role is particularly impactful. Now let's bring my perspective as a court social worker into sharper focus, in the NPS and here in my work in the Philippine Judiciary. My daily work involves with direct citizen engagement. I conduct psychosocial assessments, prepare detailed social case studies, and provide expert recommendation to family court judges, especially in sensitive cases involving children, families, and victims of violence. This includes assessing discernment for CICL for local social workers, court social workers, recommending diversion programs, and advocating for protection orders. This work serves as a crucial bridge between the formal legal system and the informal social realities. I offer an informal accountability mechanism by providing the family court judges with a deeper understanding of the social implication of their rulings, humanizing legal process, and highlighting the needs of the community that formal court procedures might miss. I also facilitate vital linkages, connecting court-involved individuals with appropriate local services like DSWD programs and GO support, which is critical for their successful rehabilitation and reintegration, particularly with the child in conflict with the law. From my point of view, the nuances between the local and the national operation are very stark. Malinaw po. No? National pronouncement and policies from the Supreme Court are foundational, but their implementation at the local level is often shaped by resources availability, the capacity of the local government units, because the sometimes all of justices of the regional trial court are still dependent pa rin sa LGU and even the local political dynamics. Let's consider a practical example as a court social worker. Child or children in conflict with the law. Nationally, we have the law, the RA 9344, the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act of 2006, a landmark law promoting restorative justice, diversion, and rehabilitation over this punitive measure. This reflects the NPS principle of valuing people and seeking public interest. However, sa pagbaba po ng implementasyon ng juvenile justice, it can be a different story. We often face challenges like inadequate bahay pag-asa facilities, no? Mga facility po sa ACL, kulang o wala. A shortage of trained social workers within the local government unit, and limited access to diverse diversion programs. As court social workers, we are tasked with assessing discernment, preparing comprehensive case studies to the court, and advocating for the child's best interest, whether that is for diversion or placement in a suitable intervention program. We also coordinate with the local social welfare offices for their aftercare and reintegration. The accountability nuance here is critical. While national law is progressive, are local governments truly accountable for providing these resources and infrastructure needed to these policies reality for every child? Another critical area is the anti-violence against women and their children cases governed by the Republic Act 9262. This national policy aims to protect the victims and provide remedies in the law. Locally, challenges are often profound. The victims may be reluctant to pursue cases, ayaw na po nilang mag-push ng kanilang mga kaso sa mga ilang kadahilanan, that is fear, takot po sila sa pwedeng mangyari sa kanila at sa kanilang mga anak. Economic dependence, yung kanila pong kabuhayan ay nakadepende doon sa kanilang perpetrator. And or social stigma, yung branding po sa kanila ng lipunan. There's also a persistent lack of accessible temporary shelters. Hindi po accessible yung mga pansamantalang tuluyan ng mga uh, kababaihan ito at ang kanilang mga anak. And comprehensive psychosocial support services, particularly at the barangay level. My role here involves providing immediate crisis intervention and emotional support, preparing critical reports for the family court judges to issue the protection orders, and connecting the victims in local support networks, legal aid, safe housing. The accountability question then arises. How do we ensure that the local law enforcement and social welfare units are not only responsive but also truly sensitive to the needs of the victims? And is the judiciary itself held accountable for the expeditious and compassionate handling of the sensitive cases, especially in remote areas where resources are even scarcer or scarce? From my daily experiences, I see several critical intersections between NPS and democratic accountability. Firstly, NPS championing the human aspect of justice is paramount. Legal procedures can often be cold and impersonal, and the social worker's role is to ensure that there is a human element. Magkakaroon ho ba ng puso yung korte? Hindi lang basta cold at impersonal yan, pero magkaroon ng human element. Magkaroon ng heart. The well-being of individuals and communities remains central. Secondly, participatory governance, a core NPS tenet, can translate into more inclusive judicial processes. This means engaging affected parties and their families and even communities in finding resolution, especially in cases where mediation and diversion is appropriate. A significant challenge arises from resource disparity. National and judicial policies, however well intentioned, can be difficult to implement uniformly across the local courts due to varying levels of funding, staffing, and infrastructure. Kakulangan po ng mga ng mga Hall of Justices natin. This directly impacts democratic accountability, as citizens in underserved areas may not receive the same quality of justice. Lastly, the informal accountability I provide through my reports and direct interaction with the family court judges can actually reinforce formal accountability mechanisms, pushing for more humane and relevant decisions. This underscores the need for continuous training and capacity building for all judicial personnel, including social workers, to truly embody the NPS principle and adopt a victim-centered approaches. In conclusion, the Philippine judiciary find itself in a crucial juncture, navigating on the complexities of traditional legal frameworks and the principles of the new public service. By consciously integrating these NPS principles, we can move toward a more citizen centric and democratically accountable justice system. Court social workers are not just auxiliary staff, but we are vital agents in this transformation. We humanize justice. Nagbibigay po kami ng puso sa korte, bridge critical systematic gaps, and ensure that the judiciary truly serves the Filipino people, whether in the hollowed halls of the Supreme Court or the bustling local courthouses. The path forward demands concerted, collaborative effort, strategic resource investment, and unwavering commitment to a truly people centered justice system. I'd like to leave you with this thought: justice delayed is justice denied, but justice without compassion is humanity denied. It underscores the importance of our discussions today. Maraming salamat po at magandang umaga.